Look how fast that was. See, I'm trying to do different shit. All right, let me not even get into an announcement before I do the opening. Good morning, new week. It is Monday, July 29th, 2024. It is officially the last week of July. We're about to go into August. We're in a 100-day race for the election. A lot of shit happened this weekend. Politics, most importantly, I'd say right now. Well, not most importantly, but easiest to watch. Olympics. Okay, ignore that. Olympics, blah, blah, blah. We have a lot to get to. We're going to just start the show. Again, I am your host, Garrett Sims. It is Monday, July 26, 2024. We're going to start this episode just like we do every single one. A couple K-Ferg 500 songs. Yeah. It feels like a Monday to me. And it shouldn't. All right, let's do this. What song do I want to play? Bear with me while I figure out what K-Ferg 500 song I want to play. I think I'm going to just do one song today and then get right to the stream. This is going to be like an episode with a couple of different things. We're not going to just talk about news the whole time because the news is really getting on my nerves. What do I want to play? Let's play. All right, let's do this. Let's do K-Ferg 500, Gallery of Dreams. Let's play that. Do I want this one? I'm trying to think. Do I even want this one? Yeah. All right, we can rock with that. Happy Monday. This is Gallery of Dreams by K-Ferg 500, and then we'll get to the show.
It's not so bad.
Bad bitch wanna live this life. Told baby come pay that price. I got lean mixed with Sprite. Bip on me like I'm ready to fight. Do my sweat while these niggas they bite. Wanna be like Ferg, okay. Wanna pop these perks, okay. Wanna two swerve, okay. Hold the curves, okay. Wanna live like this, gotta pay that price. But really my life it be priceless. I'm getting bins and I know they don't like it. She sitting her act, she got excited. Ain't have to whip it, shit I don't pilot. Hot in the bitch, I did a dash. Car moving fast, thought I was flying. Bent in his head, just like a hat. Now that boy gone, thought I was lying. Put a ring on my wrist, got like you a dime. I did it bad, I did it slide. Do what I say, just like I'm signing. Tryna give me advances, but I'm not signing.
It's not so bad.
This off the top, don't know what to say next. Tryna find a dot that got great shit. Hit a bitch raw with a latex. We going to Saks Fifth, say less. I got a white plug, hey Jess. I made him bleed, need a play test. You playing Texas cause you couldn't play chess. Gucci tracks too ain't finna work out. So you dub, now we won't work out. Bro in the field tryna stop my first down. Got a Glock and it's shooting burst round. When your gun jam, that be the worst. Damn, your bitch trash, she be the worst round. I'm getting racks, bitches wanna thirst now. When I'm off perks, feels like the Matrix. Coupe on 22s, that's a space. Line code 33, it don't make shit. She so entitled, it don't make shit. She be on my dick, but I don't say shit. She think I got a cape on stage. She just an easy target, finna play it.
It's not so bad.
Bad bitch wanna live this life. Told baby come pay that price. I got lean one mixed with Sprite. Bip on me like I'm ready to fight. Do my sweat while these niggas they bite. Wanna be like Ferg, okay. I wanna pop these perks, okay. I wanna two-door swerve, okay. I wanna hold the curves, okay. I wanna live like this, gotta pay that price. But really my life it be priceless. I'm getting bins and I know they don't like it. She sitting her act, she got excited. Ain't have to whip it, shit autopilot.
All right, my bad. You ever know an album so well that you know the song that's going to come next? I got to play one more song. I just got to play the song that comes after this, and then I promise, we'll get to it. The music just gives me, wait, what is it, Sax Fifth music? Is that what it is? The music just gets me ready for the stream. I'm sorry. I'm playing this last song, I promise, and I'm getting to the show. But we usually do 2K Ferg 500 songs anyways. So to be honest, I was trying to rush it with the one, so last one. I promise. We wouldn't even play the whole thing unless I'm just feeling it a lot. Pause.
say you getting that money. If you got racks, come and show me. Walk in the stacks like I own it. I got the pack like I grow it. Smoking on 500 runs. Smell like a skunk in the blunt. I put the trunk in the front. Make it smoke, then it's up. Okay, varsity racks. I need a letter in 226. I bought an F and she said I'm here. I told them letter in, bitch, on the go. Really a veteran, I'm getting racks. I'm getting Jeffersons, moving on up. Just like the Jeffersons, I like them thick. That be my preference, I'll let them live. I'm feeling generous, racks on the way, packs on the way. She wanna stay, no you can't stay. I brought the club to my hotel suite. I you hosting, I'm so sweet. Boss day hoes on flirting cheap. Vegas like you can't ball with me. I got the words to call with me. Money kinda beat, but it's all for me. I'm trying to ball like an ass, fucking Audi. In the back,
You know, having a friend that really raps ain't this good. I say this all the time. It must suck to have a friend that does something and sucks at it and have to support them. Because all my friends are pretty good at everything they fucking do. That's crazy. Are you hosting For So Sweet? Are you hosting G So Sweet? Boss Day, Vegas Life, you can't ball with me. My bad, he was snapping. He's snapping.
Try me, her pussy juicy, like it's crabby, your money old. That's a throwback once you inferred. You can't go back, I'm sipping what? What is Moet? I'll call her baby, get her Moet. Yeah, the money come first. Numero uno, I need an AP, I need a U-blow. Oh, you not broke? Kudos, I'm kicking shit. Little twin locks on me. The old racks getting bigger. Sumo. Yeah, the ice gon' fall like motherfuckers snow. Got racks in the back and you already know. Got a badass bitch, but she ain't no hoe. Cook up, hop on the beat, no flow. Because you need a gang, get your show. I get the money, but think I need more. Can't for to go, but you already know. Yeah, can't for to go, but you already know.
It's not so bad.
She call my phone first, I'm naked. I'm finna blow, nigga, I can taste it. Beam too fast, the head you go crazy. He want a feature, bro, had to pay me. 556, no 380. Rick Owens, off-white, crazy. Helmet, Alexander, go crazy. John Paul, babe, go crazy. 500 shit, go crazy. Yes, do I love her? I told her maybe. I'm getting money, so she wanna fuck. Run up the rackies, I'm putting them up. 2 Antetokounmpos, I'm getting the bucks. Her, she got a new nigga, I'm calling her up. Your nigga a dub, blue bro, spin on racks, he can get tagged. She wanna shop, I bought a shit, bought a bunch. On the roof, I mixed the cookie and smoking on shit. I got the skunk in the I'm not the goat. It ain't no need for them flying them out. Niggas like fuck is in front. Her ass so fat I can peep from the front. Run up the racks, do the shit that I want. She ain't my I wanna hang, but I'm in this bitch with the gang. So you gotta hang with the gang. I'm getting racks, go to your shirt. They tell a nigga he chain, but I'm getting low since bitch. Count up the days with the gang. Gang, 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 gang. I'm getting racks, go to your shirt. They tell a nigga he chain, but I'm getting low since bitch. Count up the days with the gang. Gang. Rack race first.
All right, let's get to the show. Again, it is July 29th, 2024, last week of July. It is a Monday. I am your host, Garrett Sims, and we have a new week of Guaranteed News. Now, I do want to go over something. I said 10 episodes ago that I was going to do 10 episode seasons, and then I would start taking breaks and getting everything. So it seems like it happened quick as fuck to me, but it's Wednesday's episode will be 10 episodes since I said, I'm going to do the 10 episodes and then reevaluate. So just first an announcement for Guaranteed News. I'm going to be doing Monday stream. I'm going to stream on Monday. I'm going to stream on Tuesday night probably. And then Friday at our regular 9 a.m. time. I won't be streaming on Wednesday. And then since after these streams this week, I'll be at 10 episodes for this season of Guaranteed News. Just so you guys know, that first week of August, let me put it up on the calendar. August 5th through the 10th this week. Oh, you guys can't even see it because my thing's in the way, my camera. But August 5th through the 10th next week, I won't be streaming. I'm going to do some things to try to make the stream better. I'm going to come up with some new ideas, do some new things. I'm not going to stream in this exact way, like Guaranteed News, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to put videos out. I'm just not going to be quiet for a week, but Just an announcement of guaranteed news so you guys aren't like, why isn't Garrett streaming next week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? It's because I'm giving myself my 10 episode break. And then the week after that, we're going to get right back to it. 10 more episodes, brand new season of guaranteed news. Something's going to be switched up. It's going to be a little bit better. So I wanted to start off with that. All right, so now let's get to the official show. This week, the last couple of days, and I said this on Friday, the politics has cooled down a little bit, which for me personally, I've enjoyed because it's been pissing me off. In the Olympics, as soon as it cooled down, started to heat up, no pun intended. So, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything today. We're going to talk about politics because you have to. I'm going to give a little bit of like my thinking on kind of the rhetoric that's starting around Kamala that, makes me nervous. I won't lie. It makes me nervous. We're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con was this week. I have an awesome, well, to me, it's awesome football story I want to talk about that I just think it's funny and a couple other things. But let's start out, I think. Well, we're going to go through this article because it's a great article. It's NBC News. It's basically a weekend rundown of everything that happened this weekend. And I was going through on Friday or on Saturday night, like what I was going to talk about on stream, Sunday morning type shit. And I saw this and I was like, this is perfect. Because most of the stories that I was going through in my head and figuring out how to put them together, this story already has them, so let's go into it. Simone Biles battled through an apparent calf injury to qualify for 5 Olympic finals. Israel retaliates for a strike that killed 12. And Marvel announces Robert Downey Jr.'s return, which, again, for me, maybe like who gives a fuck about that? But that's going to be a story that I'm going to talk about that was kind of crazy to me. But, all right, let's start off with a little bit of Olympics talk. This article is starting with Simone Biles, which, interesting to me, that was not what I would have started with, but conversation for a different time. Simone Biles battled through an apparent calf injury in Sunday's gymnastics qualifying round. All right, let's get through this. Biles' prospects were suddenly in peril after she appeared to suffer a rough landing during floor warm-ups, having her ankle wrapped by medical staffers before she returned. Her coach, Cecil Landy, said after the competition that Biles felt a little pain in her calf from an apparent injury that was also bothering her in training a couple of weeks ago, but that she never considered pulling out. The drama came on a rough day for U.S. with Olympic floor champion Jade Carey taking a tumble that crashed her out of contention to defend the title. Let me go. Yeah, I think this was like a blonde white girl who's very good. Yeah. She was doing like a floor routine. This is a picture of it and she fell. This was fucked up. Simone Biles, everything I know about Simone Biles is that she's just a dog. She always wins. I know she got this taped. She got her ankle taped. Afterwards, she came out and was continuing the dog. The reason I said I want to start with this is because it's hard. She's like almost one of those people where it's like you just expect her to win. Let's go. Leanne McCarhan wins gold. This is America, baby. In Olympics, we love America. All right. LeBron James and Kevin Durant lead U.S. men's basketball team to win over Serbia. All I want to say with this is this was probably super. It is so fun to watch us dominate. Again, that's the thing I said on Friday about the Olympics. It can bring people together because no matter how you feel, Republican, Democrat, whatever, it is. You cannot tell me it's fun as fuck to watch us dominate somebody the way we did Serbia. As old as LeBron is, or as many people are telling me LeBron's not, he's the leader of the team, but he's not the first option. He's not carrying people. Every time you see them play, I feel like you can see that that's not true. And the numbers and statistics, you can say whatever they want. The eye test is telling you that LeBron is the leader of this team as far as leading and, as far as, what's the word I'm looking for? Experience, but also as far as scale and as far as getting a bucket. And if we need a bucket in the last seconds or last minutes, who's going to get the ball? LeBron's the leader in every way. KD was hurt, came out, absolutely went 7 for 7, came out right out of the bat and hit a 3. This nigga KD was going crazy. What do I want to say also is that, I saw a tweet that said KD knows how to play on a super team. And it was a joke, obviously, but it's damn near type shit. I think KD on a super team, which I guess is kind of an oxymoron because, it's a super team. So why do we need because it's a super team. But on a super team, KD stands out, and I think it's because of the lack of pressure that it's on him. Because he knows he's not needed, so he can just look good. That's a small, fast Garrett basketball take. Obviously, KD is a scorer. Obviously, KD is one of the greatest scorers of all time, blah, 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 blah. But it was a funny tweet that made me think, KD on a super team does, stand out. And I think it is because that much pressure isn't on him, so he can just do what he likes to do most, just go get buckets. Jason Tatum and Halliburton didn't play. we have a dream team and we could have won without him. We did win without him. We dominated without him. Steve Kerr, I think he said afterwards, like, I felt like an idiot. Nigga probably forgot to put him in, and I've been hearing things about Steve Kerr maybe not being the best coach anyways, and just being like, that middle school basketball coach that has like a whole bunch of stars but can't really coach and just looks good because he has a whole bunch of 12-year-old stars that are bigger than everybody. I think that's the comparison being made to Steve Kerr. I don't know. From my perspective, I always thought he was a great coach, but okay. But not playing Jason Tatum, not playing Halliburton, it's not that crazy to me because it's like you playing niggas just to play niggas. And if that's the case, you probably are, but you didn't need them. You had a rotation that was working out and people were flowing and dogging together. So it is what it is. Yep, they won 110 to 84. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So other Olympic highlights. I'm gonna do my own. It's like not on here. I don't care about that. Don't care. Oh, the French entertainer who portrayed a mostly nude, blue-tinged Greek god during the opening ceremony says he is feeling super good despite the criticism of the drag performance resembling the Last Supper. That was another thing that happened over the weekend. That was crazy to everybody. And let me take a look at this. I guess I can make this bigger. Basically, at the Olympic opening ceremony, there was basically like. It was a whole bunch of imagery that was pissing people off that was, sexually, homosexually themed. There was this that looks like a whole bunch of drag people. What should you call it? Imitating the Last Supper. I didn't look at it officially, so I guess this is my first time really looking at it to see, like... Let me put this on music.
And if we talk about food... Close to the Eiffel...
Let me look up a picture of the Last Supper. I don't want to... So I'm stuck on the thought of, like, are people being sensitive, and is this really the Last Supper? Like, can you make that comparison and for sure say that's what they're doing? Or is this one of those things where it's clearly obvious?
This is another one of the bridges. A little bit farther down. This is the bridge very close to the...
With all the hands waving. A French camp. Okay, so this is what I guess I'll say with this. On my first American look at this right now and seeing it and looking at some of the Twitter comments, I guess it is frustrating because it's like, you don't have to be religious and you don't have to believe in God and all this to not disrespect religion. Like, that's the thing that I think is that's common now, and that's the thing that's very common now, is to just outright disrespect religion, disrespect Jesus Christ, disrespect God, disrespect Christianity. And I'm not going to lie, I think that's disgusting, because just the same way that you, for your opinions, whether you don't believe in God, whether you think because of your sexual preferences or the way you live your life, it doesn't align with Christianity views. If that's the case, you don't want to be bashed for that. So you don't have to bash Christians. And I think we have gotten to a place in our road where we're very comfortable just bashing Christianity in a way that to me is frankly quite disrespectful, scary, and just weird. Like, why would you do that? Now, to be devil's advocate, though, there is also that where people want to be victims and people want to say we're being made fun of when you're not. I don't know if I would have said this is the Last Supper, if this would have appeared to me, if it hadn't came out on Twitter. And again, with French culture, like it even says this, I think in the headline, like the unabashed display of French camp and kitsch, others, particularly those who espouse conservative Christian beliefs, were not happy with it. I mean, the gay people doing the stuff and being flamboyant and stuff, I mean, who cares? Especially if that's culture. We're not in America. The making fun of Christianity, I think, is wrong, and you shouldn't do that. But I think there's no way to prove that, and I don't think anyone said anything. And I think it could be just Americans getting their panties in a bunch. I mean, we never wanted to be subversive. We wanted to talk about diversity. Diversity means being together. I mean, a freedom. In France, we have a freedom of creation, artistic freedom. We are lucky in France to live in a free country. I didn't have any specific messages that I wanted to deliver. In France, we are a republic. We have the right to love whom we want. We have the right to not be worshipers. We have a lot of rights in France. All I'm going to say is this is probably cultural. And as Americans, the way we are, it doesn't look right to us or the normal eye. I would say it didn't bother me that much. I wasn't entertained by it, and I didn't think I loved it. I loved how grand it was, but it didn't piss me off like that. But I get why people are pissed off. if this is, if this, and you can never know unless the creator comes out and says, if this was something that was making fun of the Last Supper or depicting the Last Supper with obvious drag, then I think that's wrong and that's disgusting and you shouldn't do that. If this is just a part of creativity that he's doing, or if this was an accident, which I think in creativity or stuff like that, it definitely can happen. It is what it is. But going just off the religious thing, like taking that off taking that out of the case altogether, there should be no outrage about this the way it is. I say this all the time, like the outrage that gayness causes in people is weird to me, because it's like you cannot like it or you cannot agree with it, but like to be outraged over it is crazy. Okay, I went about on a little bit of a tangent more than I wanted to with that. All right, and then let's see. Women's Olympic soccer team. I'm going to get into Garrett's. We're going to do Garrett's, what is it called? Garrett's other Olympic highlights. You feel what I'm saying? So the women's Olympic soccer team this year, they're fucking dogs. They played 2 games, I think. They beat, women's, yeah, don't be stupid. U.S. Olympic soccer team. Bro, 2024. What are they doing? Are these them? Are these my... No, not Megan Rapinoe. All right, who cares? Who cares? I'm just gonna... Yeah. Maybe this can get me there. Like, what's going on? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Is this Rose Lavelle? She's a dog. Let's see. Trinity Rodman, Jaden Shaw, Sophia Smith, Mallory Swanson. All right. So, yeah. Olympic soccer team. I'm going to go on our forwards right now because they're fucking dogs. So this week, the Olympic women's soccer team, they started off 2-0. They beat us. Who did they beat? Who have they beaten? U.S. Olympic soccer team. They beat Germany. Yeah. This is nasty work. How I can't find this as quick as I want to. I guess I'm just going to talk off the dome because I already have the thoughts in my head. Our U.S. women's soccer team, they won both games this weekend, and I think they scored at least 3 goals in both of them. They absolutely dominated. Very entertaining to watch. I love this team, and I think as good as our women's soccer team has been the last couple Olympics and how they're dogs every year, for me personally, this is the most entertaining to watch. Now, I will say I paid attention to them in a way that I maybe didn't pay. In 2008 and in 2012, hella attention to the women's soccer team. Hope Solo, Alex Morgan, I loved them. 13, 14, 16 and beyond, I stopped paying attention to the women's soccer team as much, and this year I'm doing it a lot, and I'm going to continue to. This team is absolutely fucking amazing. So entertaining to watch. Their pace, the aggressiveness they play with, the crosses, the footwork, they're just dogs. The strength that they show, like just being strong, they look stronger, faster, like they're more comfortable with everybody. Our women's soccer team is great. The one I want to talk about is this woman right here, Mallory Swanson. She scores goals in every game. If you're a betting person, I would almost say, I would say bet on America to win and you're going to win your money, but bet on her to score and you're definitely going to win your money. Trinity Rodman, she's a dog. I think this says forward, but like I'm feeling like she's like if she's a forward, she's a right forward or she's like a right wing. She is an absolute monster. Her crosses, every time there's a goal that I've seen for the most part, she's somewhere near, whether she's crossing it in, whether she's breaking towards the goal and has to be a body you cover on the cross. She's always around. Who's the other? Jaden Shaw, dog. Let me see. Rose Lavelle, absolute dog. She's like a defender, midfield. She's a dog. She's everywhere. She's fast as fuck, getting back on defense. This team is fun as hell to watch. We have a very fun team to watch. Our goalie, I want to say it was Casey Murphy, honestly, that was playing against Germany yesterday. But I'll say whenever you get a chance to watch any Olympic soccer game for women's, do it. This is amazing. They're great. What else do I want to talk about with the Olympics? Bear with me. I have my notes on my phone, and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna read the notes. Well, that actually might have been it. Let me see. I put some sort Olympics women's soccer our volleyball team. Talked about our men's basketball team. Swimming, I'm not gonna get into much. I mean, the swimming, I love swimming. It was entertaining, and we've won a lot of medals. And I'll just leave it at that. Swimming is entertaining. Watch it. And our U.S. 2024 Olympic women's beach volleyball teams. All right, the images. Yeah, I don't know, and I want to say their names, so I guess I guess I could slow walk this. Our beach volleyball team, they're also dominating, and I think that's what I want to say about that. I think we have two teams. Who are the Team USA athletes? Beach volleyball stars, okay. Taryn Cloth of South Dakota, Christian Nuss are ranked 2 in the world, and they'll be making their Olympic debut. And the world's 3rd-ranked team, Kelly Ching and Sarah Hughes, both of them. So yeah, I knew we had 2 teams. Both of them are absolute dogs. They dominated from what I saw. There's a lot of domination in beach volleyball, domination in basketball, domination in women's soccer, and it looks like a little bit of domination in I won't say domination in gymnastics, because you can only say that with Simone. But we've been dominating a lot, and that gets back to that conversation of if nothing's gonna bring Americans together, it'll be the Olympics, because we can watch us dominate the entire world. It's fucking amazing to see. Let's see. A couple other Olympic highlights. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Canada against, I forget who it was, but he was dogging out. What's up with some other Olympic announcements I want to give? Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for the Olympics for right now today. I'm excited for track. I'm excited to keep watching us dominate soccer, and I'm excited to keep watching us dominate basketball. All right, let's move on. Okay. All right, the politics. All right, the Harris campaign begins to take shape, and before I get to this, I'm gonna take a little bathroom break. We're gonna play something for you guys when I want to watch. Is Joe Burrow? Nah, we're gonna play something longer. Pause. 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Shit. Poor people vibes. Wow.
It's not so bad.
Virgo, niggas be broke, that ain't okay. My bitch got a girl, I think that she gay. Wanna come with me like every place, tryna stack my shit like everywhere. Not so bad, let me set you straight. FTL to my dying day. Yeah, niggas be broke, that ain't okay. My bitch got a girl, I think that she gay. Wanna come with me like every place, tryna stack my shit like everywhere. Not so bad, let me set you straight. FTL to my dying day. Virgo, hopping her over, told him it's over. I feel like Drake, finna controller. Now I ain't drive, I got a chauffeur. Don't fuck on my table, ho, grab a coaster. And I'm calling you now cause I need you call. Cause you read your face, I be playing poker. Got syrup in my cup, so I'm moving slow. She counting favors, think that I owe. I'm in Miami, I'm on a jet ski, shorty be lying. Trying to impress me, I was just bored. She was just messy, now bitch I'm happy. Now I be flexing, money come first. Like you say blessing, I just hit sex. I got the dressing, don't know my move. Now they be guessing, bet they at home. In the house stressing, it wasn't planned, think it was destined. I'm going up like I'm in heaven, like my teacher, learn most lessons. Married to money, I had a wedding, for my garments. Virgo be stepping, Glock in the coat, concealing my weapon. Turn it up, run up the racks, count up the stacks. Baby was thick, beat from the back, thought we was cool, still getting taxed. Number 9 jeans, black with the wax. I was just broke, not going back. She still a hoe, that's still a fact, but I still need it. Where that bitch at?
It's not so bad.
Virgo, niggas be broke, that ain't okay. My bitch got a girl, I think that she gay. Money come with me like every place, tryna stack my shit like every way. Not so bad, let me set you straight. FTL to my dying day. Niggas be broke, that ain't okay. My bitch got a girl, I think that she gay. Money come with me like every place, tryna stack my shit like every way. Not so bad, let me set you straight. FTL to my dying day.
Everything you want
Is right here.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Camera. All right, we're back. Just had to do that really quickly. And then let me check, make sure my microphone is still on. Because I have this bitch up somewhere else. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. I didn't start with politics, bro. Because I'm kind of tired of talking about it, bro. I'm not going to lie. But let's get into this. The Harris campaign begins to take shape, and I would say with this to add to that from what I'm about to say, the Trump campaigns is starting to take a different shape, and we're just starting to find meaning in both of these campaigns, and we're starting to find meaning in both of these campaigns, like vibes and what they're going to provide to us, the American people, for the next 100 days. But we're also starting to see how people feel about it, how people feel about them both, and like another side of political fanaticism, or I don't know what the word is, that I think is just weird. But let's see what this video is, and if it makes me, I want a way to put this into words the right way before I just start talking and saying shit. And let's see if this video does anything to help me with that, or yeah, we'll see.
24's power of relationships. Former President Trump welcomed Israel's prime minister.
And with this, Netanyahu he met with everybody that could be president over the weekend, and look how he met with Trump, shook up with him. They look like the best of friends.
To Mar-a-Lago, one day after Netanyahu's White House meetings. Mr. Trump used the formal setting to criticize Vice President Harris.
She's a radical left person. San Francisco, destroyed San Francisco. She's really a destroyer.
All right, and this is actually great. This is good.
For Kamala Harris, today's power relationship is a new endorsement from Barack and Michelle Obama, phoned in for a campaign video.
Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Harris spent today on internal meetings as her campaign said vetting potential running mates has begun in earnest.
I'm proud of the work that I do here in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so she's looking for a vice president. Netanyahu met with everybody over the weekend just about the war in Israel and Palestine. And what was the last thing? Looking for vice presidents. Everybody met with Netanyahu. And I guess that's the only thing I'll get to with this. Okay, and let me see. Let me find my phone, because I actually may want that bitch to do this. Let me see. I'll pull them up just to see both. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So ever since Kamala started, there's the initial major hype because somebody other than Biden, and that hype is still there. And now we're able to kind of see some of what that hype looks like, how it's looking online, and how it's looking on social media. And it's just wanting me to get to a conversation, right? So between Kamala and Donald Trump, and I guess I should just start off by saying there's a level of political fanaticism that I'm seeing with Kamala Harris that I think is equal to Trump and is just as weird and dangerous. But because Trump's rhetoric is so much worse and the things he's spilling outwardly is so much worse, the average person is gonna be more weirded out by the Trump rhetoric. They're gonna hate it more. And I dislike both of them, and I dislike the Trump rhetoric more for sure because of what it means and what the undertones of it and what he's doing, especially for me as a black man. I want to make that clear. But I also don't think religious, just having an obsession or a strong love for any political figure is healthy. I think it's dangerous. So I guess I want to start off by saying that. And the conversation now with Donald Trump and Kamala is, when you're voting for president the right way, in a way that makes sense, you're looking at policies, right? What are the policies that these two candidates have? What do they believe in? Where do they differ on different policies? And when I put all of these policies together and get kind of like the stew of what this presidential candidate is, are they going to make my life better, right? That's what you should be focusing on, like, because these people, they work for us in a sense. They're supposed to be talking to us to get us to believe that they are going to do what's best for the country as far as us and as a whole, but for most people, who's going to make our lives better, right? And I think with this election, Kamala is very lucky that this election for a lot of people isn't standing on policy, but it's standing on the fear and the meaning of this election and what it can do for our country in a big way, and not how maybe a regular election would be. What can it do for our country to just do, not as world-ending or country-changing big elections where this one does. And I think Kamala is lucky for that, because when you have someone like Trump, as a person of color, as a woman, as someone that's not white and a man, but especially white, it is hard to vote for Trump, almost impossible. And I'll come out and say it right now. I mean, there's no way I'm voting for Trump. There's no way I'm going in and putting Trump's name on a ballot. And for the fact that I can't even look at policy or anything else, because I just feel like as a black man, it's hard for me to do. That being said, and I'll get in this conversation a little bit, I guess, in a second, but I'm not going to say because you vote for Trump, you're not black. And I think that gets into some of that political fanaticism on the Kamala side that is dangerous. But here's what I'll say about my point with Kamala is lucky about the person she's going against in the election it is. Because Donald Trump, so much of his, even over the weekend, he's called Kamala a bum. Like, it's so much insulting. He wants police officers to have freedom. Just the rhetoric of just racism and just how fucked up Trump is when it comes to people of color, predominantly black people and Latina people. But I'll speak for black people and how I feel, right? So when you do something like that and you have Trump that says these things, you have J.D. Vance, and I'll get into J.D. Vance as well, but you have a J.D. Vance that, he says things like, if you don't have kids and stuff, if you don't have kids, these cat ladies are participating in politics and they shouldn't. As a woman, it makes you not want to vote for him. When you have J.D. Vance going up and saying, like, Democrats call everything racist. I had a Mountain Dew the other day. They're probably going to call that racist, but it's good, and making it seem like racism is good. It's going to be hard, like, for a normal black, okay, I don't even want to say normal, but it's going to be hard for, I'd say, most black people, even black people that feel differently about different things. Like, it's just like, okay, I don't want to vote for someone that's so outwardly racist and so obvious and standing on business about it. Even if you're like of the mindset of like, oh, I'd rather have my racist out in public than so I know where we're at than have them behind doors smiling in my face. I can agree with that to an extent. But from a presidential standpoint, it's like one of the main things where it's like, I just can't vote for Trump, even if I'm trying to line the policies up. And that's why I say Kamala is lucky, because Kamala hasn't really proved herself from a policy standpoint. Yes, I get that she's a district attorney for San Francisco. Yes, I get she's the attorney general for California after that. Yes, I get she was a Senate, and yes, I get that she was the vice president for the past 3 years, going on 4. But I just hate that conversation where we're gonna sit here and act like Kamala wasn't quiet as fuck, and like for the last 4 years, the only time we saw her is when she was laughing. Like, it was the thing on Twitter to like maybe not insult her, but just to like be like, Kamala's fried, Kamala's funny. Like that was the Kamala look, and that is the truth. And while Kamala does deserve to be here, there's also the conversation of she did not go through a regular Democratic primary. She was not voted in by the people, and she was a vice president that had to go through something that has never happened before, a president basically stepping down. Not basically, a president stepping down because of age, close to death, I hate to say it, And that's how she got in, and she deserves it because she's vice president. But policy wise, it is hard to know where Kamala tracks. Even just with the Netanyahu meeting on Saturday with Kamala, just to give, I think it was Friday or Saturday this weekend, who cares? Just to give an example, she said we need to have a ceasefire, which puts her in a policy standpoint that now we know her policy kind of. We still don't, but we didn't know beforehand that she wants a ceasefire. She's strong on that, but she also wants to work with Israel because Israel is a clear and important ally to America, right? But her being like, we need a ceasefire. You saw the videos of Donald Trump in response saying like that is disrespectful to Netanyahu, disrespectful to Israel and the lives that they lost on October 7th. Like Trump is playing the side where we're going to go with Israel and Netanyahu, and Kamala is going to play the side where she's rushing maybe or pressing Netanyahu in a different way than maybe Biden, because Biden seemed to be a little bit more on Netanyahu's side too. That could be a good thing because a lot of liberals and Democrats want that. But I just bring up that point to say like that's a policy we maybe still didn't know but kind of do know, and we got that piece of policy from her that's important. We don't really know what, immigration, you can go and look into that and the whole conversation of her being border czar or whether she was not. On the economy, what she was going to do, you can look back. There's so much with policy that it's hard to put a stamp on how Kamala feels and what she wants, that I think people, when they bring the question up of it, they're just, especially black people, when black people bring up their concerns about the question of Kamala, they're just met with, how can you not vote with her? How can you not vote for this black woman? There's the videos, she's a brat, there's all this good stuff about Kamala, and I just want to say, yes, we have a black woman, and yes, that is amazing. The country, I feel like, is more ready for a black president, a black woman president, than they were even a year ago, and especially with the circumstances that we're in now, and she's next to Donald Trump, the country is even more ready. And yes, from the standpoint of her history and how much she's been in politics and what her work and professional history is, she does deserve to be here. From a just a standpoint of like her resume, from the natural standpoint of like becoming a Democratic or Republican primary, you could have that argument. I would still lean on the fact that she deserves to be there because she was president for the last 4 years. But I do want to say there is a level of political fanaticism going on around Kamala with black people, but with all people, but particularly with black people, that I think scares me. And I think it's getting into like the adage that Democrats just don't really work for the black vote because they know they're going to get it. And Democrats, for me, I can't even really, it's hard for me to line their policies up, Trump's policies, Kamala's policies, which ones I like more and who I'm going to vote for, when you have just a raging racist that's obvious about it and wants to stand up about it, just coming out whenever he feels like it and just mentioning it to it and using the black community in a way that, and I'm talking about Trump right now, that is just so obviously weird and wrong that as a black man in my standpoint, I just would feel so weird voting for Trump. But that being said, I do have questions about some of Kamala's policies. I do have some questions about her ability to lower inflation, for her ability to fix the housing market crisis, which I'm going to get into a little bit with that. There's something with Nevada specifically. Like, there are questions about Kamala and what she's going to do. And I do think Kamala will be, if she ends up winning, and I think she will be a great president. I do think she deserves it, but I do think we need to take a look at the political fanaticism. And I think you need to ask yourselves, like, am I obsessed with this political figure? Do I love them? Do I think they're this great person that's going to fight for all of my needs and that they're perfect, and if anyone doesn't agree with them, they're wrong? Or do I think they're well-spoken, they represent America well, and I think they're going to put action into place with the policy they say that's going to make my life better? I think it should be the latter. And I think that conversation of black people kind of, right now, she's a black woman, so we're going to ride with Kamala. And Trump's a raging racist, so we can't go with Trump. But I just think we need to all slow down and give Kamala a chance to prove it to us. Give Kamala a chance to say her policy and not just bash black people who are asking the questions that need to be asked and are not just blindly saying I love everything about Kamala, and she's been this great political figure her whole life, and we've all seen that and all know that, because while there is the unfair criticisms and there are the lies and there are the downright push from the right to just shun this black woman that deserves to be where she is, there are fair questions about Kamala's policy. There are fair questions about Kamala's role and what she'll do as president. And I feel like when people ask them, and you just, especially black people, and you look at them weird just because they're asking weird questions, I would say that you're the weird one who is just going with someone, just going with Kamala just because she's a black woman and not going off of anything else. And I think if you're like insulted by saying that, I also would argue you could be weird, honestly. So, you know, the rhetoric and everything around them with Kamala and Donald Trump, don't get it twisted. It's uncomparable. Trump is so much worse. And I think because of that, again, I want to end where I started, that Kamala is lucky that the person that she's going with is such just a fried person. Because if it was a more moderate Republican or a more policy standing Republican that could go against Kamala, not just off of her identity, it would be a more interesting race. And I guess I just wanted to talk about that because it's kind of scaring me on social media what's going on with Kamala right now. How if you're black and you ask a question about Kamala, you're just automatically bashed and you're a coon or you're not for black people. Like, there's a way to do it, and it's reasonable, especially with Kamala, where the questions can be valid on her stances on policy. And there's a way to do it where you do look like a coon, and you do look like you're just bashing black women. But I think we need to be able to have that view of the difference between the two, and not have the conversation on the people who are asking fair questions. We need that in politics. We need that as young people in politics from the ages of 18, when this is your this is your first vote, to around 30, where all the political elections you've seen have just been, weird. I think we really do need to start forcing our politicians to talk to us and have policy and not just bash and have a roasting roar. We need to demand more. And I think we need to demand from everyone, and Kamala included. And I just don't think we should rush to just give it to her, even though it should be her because of who the two people are. Kamala does need to prove and talk to the black, not to just the black community, but to all of America, about what she's going to do, about her strong stance on policies. And I think black people as a whole, I do think there is a need for us to come together about our vote and make people speak to us, and not just be Democrat or not just be up in the wind of CNN and social media politics, especially young people. It's just something that bothers me and something that kind of makes me nervous. And I think there is a certain again, religious fanaticism with Kamala that I think could be dangerous, and I do believe that. And I'm sorry to go on that rant, but that's honestly just my opinion. All right. There are some more with politics that I could get to, but I honestly think that was cool. JD Vance is looking like a bad pick for Trump. I said like a couple weeks ago, JD Vance was not a bad pick, and this was before I said this. Keep in mind, before everything with Biden backing out and Kamala coming in, but I said this because JD Vance is providing the exact same rhetoric as Trump, but he's doing it in a way that doesn't look as bad. The tone of it, the way he says it, is much more professional, and that's what I meant when I said he's more buttoned up. I said that, and I'm saying this because on TikTok somebody commented because I posted a clip of me saying I feel like JD Vance is more buttoned up, and they were like, I guess I could read I don't care about going back and finding it. He was basically like, how could you say something like this? This take is terrible. How can you say JD Vance is buttoned up when he's wanted abortion, when he said all this thing about women? He's saying that women shouldn't be able to travel state lines for abortion. And I wasn't saying it that he was more buttoned up from a policy standpoint. I'm saying he's more buttoned up from a delivery and tonality standpoint. If I say fuck you, everything you say is fucking stupid and you gotta go with me, that's gonna make you feel something. And if I say, I don't really agree with that, I think it should be this way, and I can make you believe the way that I feel with these facts, and I'm telling you. And I think, you may be like, he'll joke in there too, but it is a more professional standpoint, and that's what I meant by that. But now with the way that the left, and they're doing it rightly so, you should be doing this, they're coming and taking away that tonality and just bringing it to like what he's saying, the cat lady, saying that if you're a woman, you shouldn't be able to travel and get abortions. Like, he is fried as fuck, and because he's not bringing anybody to the middle, that's a theme of Without Guarantee News I've been saying all the time, is it's not about getting the people who already love you to continue loving you. It's about getting the people who are undecided to not even love you, but to trust you and vote for you. And JD Vance doesn't do that at all. He just strengthens the base, and he also pushes some people away. So there's not that conversation of JD Vance being bad for the Trump campaign, and I think that's definitely starting to happen. And I know Trump, the way that Vance has been a major key point of the news the last couple of days, I know you don't want that as a presidential candidate for your vice president. So I do get that idea of how Vance now is hurting the Trump campaign, and I do think he is. Now the conversation of, do I think Trump is gonna kick him off? Absolutely not, because I think it gets into the whole thing right now is, or before, was Republicans were trying to be like, we're together and the Democrats are apart, and they're not trying to do that. So I think, I do think he's not going to kick him off no matter what. But I do think, though, it's turning out for that to be a bad decision, because I do think if Trump truly believed that Biden wasn't going to be in the race and he was going to get kicked out and the Democrats were going to go through all this, I don't think he would have picked. Just see what's going on. I don't think he would have picked JD Vance. I think he would have picked a more moderate Republican that isn't going to say all these fried things and isn't going to just say whatever Trump wants. But I think Trump wanted that too, though. He knows JD Vance is someone that's going to do whatever he says and listens to him and probably looks up to him and all that shit. So the vice presidential pick is Vance is, I think, a pick of just showing Trump's arrogance, showing how much he didn't believe in Biden and how bad Biden was, and that he thought he could just strengthen his base, talk to his base, maybe get a little bit more people over from his base, without actually talking to the American people that didn't agree with him. And I think that could be one of the things that turns out to be a problem for him. All right, I think that's all I really wanted to get into with politics. An Israeli strike. We'll read through this. A single black flag of mourning and growing numbers of wreaths and bouquets marked the site where a rocket struck Saturday night, killing at least 12 people, most of them children and teenagers, at a soccer field, I'm going to say in Israel, Majdal Shams, an Israeli-controlled town in the Golan Heights. The Israeli military said the attack was the deadliest strike on civilians in Israeli territory since October 7th. Israel is approaching the moment of an all-out war against Hezbollah, it said, blaming the attack on the Iran-backed militant group in Lebanon. Hezbollah has denied responsibility. By Sunday, the Israel Defense Forces said that they had hit 7 targets deep inside Lebanese territory. I'm not going to pretend like I understand all the nuances of what's going on with this war. This isn't Israel and Hamas, but has this Lebanon militant group, Hezbollah, has supported Palestine, so it gets into that conversation. Israel immediately strike back. This is just... Hold on. Bear with me. And let me... Hold on. Before I talk again. We're back on. Let me just make sure. But this, I mean, I want to get into this. I'm not going to get into it. This is just sad. And this war, it is so complicated, and there's so much going on with it. Yeah, I don't even. Let's. But this, I mean, I want to get into this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And we're at 56 minutes. Comic-Con was amazing this year. You know, I'm going to leave this stream here. Because I think I talked about some good things. Because what else do I have left? Oh, okay, sports. We're getting into this with sports. This is my last story. We're going to finish off with something fun, a fun story. And then I'm going to make a San Diego Comic-Con I think I'm just going to do a video of it. Like, maybe that's what I'll do my stream for tomorrow, since I'm not going to stream on Wednesday because I'm doing something. I can do like a Comic-Con video and just cover some of the things. Because Comic-Con was absolutely kind of cool. I think it made me excited for Marvel, but potentially not excited for Marvel. Dexter has a new prequel series that I'm excited about. We got to look at Invincible. We got to look at The Boys. Fantastic Four actually looks really good. And I was really pissed off about the casting with Fantastic Four. At first, like, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards I didn't like, and now, like, I'm excited from, like, the little clip I've seen. And Pedro Pascal is getting into, like, that actor level. Like, he's getting into that, like, I never call him a bad matchup again, or I never call him a bad casting again, Pedro Pascal, because, like, the last, like, 4 things I've seen him in, I was like, I don't know if he should be that. And then I watched it, and I was absolutely, like, impressed with just how it's just like he's just a great actor, but at the same time, he's able to break, like, a level of, like, comic and, like, not dry, I don't even, like, dry, cool comedy into every character that feels like it's a part of his personality, but also feels like he's, like, the actual, like, he's great. He's great. He's getting into one of those levels to me, like from, like, the 2 or 3 minutes I saw. Not even 2 or 3 minutes, because it was a 2 or 3 minute trailer, and you only see Reed Richards talk for probably 45 seconds of the 2 or 3 minutes. I'm there. He seems like Reed Richards, so I could talk about, even with me getting into that, like, for a couple minutes. I know if I start talking about Comic-Con, this stream is gonna get a lot longer than 58 minutes. So we're getting to and there's so many clips and videos I didn't show. Comic-Con. Do I want to do it? Do I want to just go full in and just talk about Comic-Con and just, like, if I get off stream right now, what the fuck am I going to talk about? And this is fun. And if I just do this, like, right now I'm just talking to myself on stream, I might as well just do it. I'm not going to do anything else. Let's do it. So we're going to get to we're going to do the sports story first. Because this sports story is fucking hilarious to me. Let's see. Let me find it. Bear with me. Okay. Do I need this? No. Do I need this? No. So basically, this was on July 25th, and then the reply was on the 26th, a day later. Okay, this video got deleted. Here's an upload. So basically, there's, like, a video in training camp, because NFL training camp just started, right? And Raiders, what's his name? I don't even know who this guy is to be doing some shit like this, but a Raiders player at training camp put out a video doing this.
I'm here.
So basically, they were playing around in training camp. They got a puppet of Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes, because everyone's seen the joke. He speaks like Kermit. Everyone knows that video where he's like, I'm here. I'm here. Like it was in quarterback where it was corny as hell, but in his mind and his voice, I know he was turned up, but it did look corny. He is a Kermit the Frog. He is. This is in theory, it's funny, but I wanted to talk about this stream on like a week ago when I first saw because Patrick Mahomes has replied. I wanted to talk about this on stream before the reply. I said when they play, because the Chiefs and the Raiders, they play 2 times a year. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Bro, you guys can just look this up with me, I guess. Sorry, bro, bagel fair menu. Bro, I guess I'm on stream really chilling for real. This shit's about to be trash. I can already tell. What the Bro, this shit looks trash, bro. My bad. I forgot I'm on live right now, and this is like an Indianapolis business that, okay, don't let me be disrespectful. Oh, my God. Just give me a plain bagel. Like, what the... Hold on, y'all. Let me just, or actually I could just text it. Should I get like a strawberry peanut butter plain bagel? Okay. Oh, no disrespect to this place, bro. No disrespect. All right, let's keep going. All right, back to the point I was making. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. They did this. The Raiders did this in training camp. The Raiders and the Chiefs, AFC West, in the same division. They play each other twice. They play each other twice. I already looked it up. They play for the first time week 8, which is even more entertaining to me because they play at the end of the year for the first time. So that means, or towards the middle of the year. So that means those two games they play against each other, they're gonna be within a couple weeks, which makes this even better. But yeah, this dude, who, again, I also want to be made it known. I guess I would call myself like 2 steps above an NFL casual. I don't know who this guy is. Not even going to look him up. Don't care.
Yeah.
He's calling arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He's won 2 Super Bowls in a row. He fucks the Raiders up consistently. Like, you have all this, and then you put on a video live on camera making fun of him, calling him a bitch. And if you've seen the quarterback show, Patrick Mahomes is one of those people who has the mindset of, he uses anything to motivate him and piss him off and to get him to win. And when you've won the 2 Super Bowls in the last 2 years, 3 or 4 Super Bowls, you're a dog. If you never win another Super Bowl again, you're going to be regarded as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Like, there is a question this year is like, what is Patrick Mahomes going towards? Like, how is he motivating himself? How is he not going to come out this season and be lethargic because in such a young career he's done so much? And you give him, at least against your team, you give him a little, and if it was me, I would be like, all these niggas are saying this shit. All these niggas got me fucked up. You give him the tattest bit of something to be like, okay, this can like light up my like crazy fire. I just think it's, I get confidence on both sides, and I know he's confident in his ability, his team, and what they're putting together, and what the Raiders are going to do this year, and all that bullshit. But it's like, why would you do that? And then look at the video. Look at the reply from Patrick Mahomes. Look at the reply from. Actually, who cares about the reply? Mainly look at his face. Pause, but look at this.
You've probably seen the video of the Raiders with the Muppet of you. Is that something that you kind of compartmentalize and use as you get ready to play them?
Yeah, it's still early in the year. Kind of stuff like that happens. It'll get handled when it gets handled.
Do a ton of people send that to you to make sure you're aware of it?
Not really, honestly. Everybody kind of just lets me play. I mean, they know how I am, so they don't need to send me anything to keep me motivated.
I know you used to probably.
They know how I am. They don't need to send me anything to keep me motivated. That'll get handled when it gets handled. It's still early in the season, so we're not gonna get into that much. We're not gonna get into that too much. We have 8 games to play. We have training camp. We got to go through all this, and then we got 8 games before we see them. It'll get handled when it gets handled. And none of my friends had to send me anything. They know how I am. They know that it doesn't take much to motivate me. And look at this nigga's face. He's pissed. I'm a winning quarterback. I'm not going to make the media a big thing. When we play them, everyone on our defense is going to be wanting to fuck them up. And when I play them on offense, I'm lighting them niggas up. Patrick Mahomes for 300 yards, at least 25 rushing yards, and 2 passing TDs. I'm calling it right now. Okay, I won't say 300. Patrick Mahomes for at least 260. I'm telling you, week 1 or 2 against, he's doing this in one of these games. One of the 2. At least 260 passing yards, 20 rushing yards, 1 passing TD. If you have balls, and depending on how I'm feeling at week 8, 2 passing TD. He's gonna do them dirty. I'm telling. He's gonna do them bad. They're gonna do them bad, bro. This is an in-division rivalry. They pay 2 times a year, and you went on camera and called him, bro. The only thing I can be thankful for is that they did this so long where maybe he gets less pissed, but this was an idiotic idea. That's what I want to say with that. But who is, I am going to look him up. 37 on the Raiders. Who is this nigga? Who is this nigga? Who the fuck is this nigga? 30 Trey Taylor? He's a safety for the Raiders. Round 7, 7-round pick. He got drafted in 2024? Is this nigga a rookie? Okay. It looks like he may be a rookie or a 2-year. Stupid. Just stupid, bro. Just fucking stupid. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Comic-Con. That's crazy. Comic-Con. Don't want to get... I think it'll only be like a 20-minute video. I'm going to do it later. I may regret doing that, but I'm going to do it later. We did some sports, and we did news, and we did Olympics. We did no movie and show today, which I feel like, yeah, I'm really going to start talking about making sure what the fans want, but okay. That's guaranteed news on a Monday. Again, I'm going to stream tomorrow. It's not going to be a regular stream. It's probably going to be a Comic-Con video of me playing a little bit of Fortnite. But thank you for watching on a Monday. Again, if you watch for a minute, a second, an hour, like and subscribe. GS Studios, that's GSTEWDIOS, G Studios, like the stew that you eat. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Some new things are coming to Guarantee News. It's going to get better. I'm going to be doing things more for the people who are watching, more for the people who watch my videos, who watch it live. Probably about like the 10 to 15, 20 people that I feel like I can really get to watch. I want to do something that's going to entertain them and make them feel like they're getting news that I feel like matters to them and is entertaining. So I want to work on that, work on making better clips, work on just not staying the same. So there is going to be changes coming with Guarantee News for the better. I'm going to work on getting some guests on the show and how to do that. But, yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Again, it's GSTEWDIOS on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great rest of your week. Be safe.